Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bhagavan, having now listed Deva Yajna and Brahma Yajna. Deva Yajna, worshipping, serving Bhagavan in some form. Brahma Yajna is what is called as knowledge that everything in this universe, including the offerer, is Brahman only, and therefore negating the illusion and recognizing the substratum Brahman is Brahma Yajna. Now Bhagavan goes on listing that different people, according to their different temperament, according to the emphasis of different saints, sages at different period of time, practice sincerely all these yajnas, all these sadhanas, all these practices, and all these practices are for the sublimation of our vasanas and the reduction of our ego. These two things. So, different methods have been pointed out, and all of them can be integrated also because they're not separate. At the same time, any sadhana we take up, but in the right spirit. Right spirit is dedication for the purification of the mind. Any sadhana we do, whether it is japa, tapa, tiratha, puja, even meditation, and in that, if our ego comes in, so many hours I've done meditation, so many japa I've done, so much anushtan, I've decided to do it. But from the heart, these negativities have not gone. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, ahankar. And after doing all this, there's still pride. I did it. Or somebody says, I did so many puja. What did I get out of it? Huh? Then it is like an elephant having a bath. Yeah? Sunday, Monday, Friday, puja, fast, is like an elephant having a bath. If you see an elephant, it has a bath and afterwards puts all dust over itself. Huh? So, tirat, varat, ardhan karat, man mein kare guman, nanak nehfal jatud, ju kunchan isnan. Many saints have said this, but doing all these practices under the name of even religion, spirituality, but there is a lot of pride, arrogance, and if sweetness has not come in our life, kindness, compassion, then sense of unity, all this doesn't come in our mind, then all these practices, not that they should not be done, we have wasted our effort. Therefore, having understood what is the spirit of yajna, gratitude, then offering. And what can you offer? Only what you have. Then acceptance. Then such an excellent lot. And in midst of that, idam na mama. No sense of minus. Very, very good. So impressed. Gurudev would have said that. Never have I seen such a lot. Now don't get... Whenever we are praised, we should even become more humble and be more dedicated to our path. Therefore, don't be afraid of praise. Take praise positively. It's an encouragement. So now Bhagavan goes to say, there are others. That's why sometimes you find somebody is not doing puja, but still is a very good person. It's not about just general goodness. No? And there are others who are doing puja, tapa, fasting, and all that, and you don't see any ray of beauty in them. No? Because any practice, so the people do different practice. So somebody says, you don't do this, you don't do that. And nowadays, since yoga has become such a fad, which means only asanas, you don't do yoga. You don't do yoga? What is yoga? Bhagavan only is going to be explaining the different yoga, the different practices or means by which we can unite with the truth, unite with the infinite, unite with God, if you want to put in simple words, unite with our divine higher self. So all those methods by which we tune up our mind to the higher is called as yajna or yoga. Now Bhagavan goes to explain.
Shrotraadinindriyanyanye Sanyamagnishu juhvati
Sanyamagnishu juhati
Shabdadin vishayananye Indriyagnishu juhvati.
Anye, others, means there are different types of practitioners. Shrotra adini indriyani. Shrotra, ears or sense of hearing. And adi means the 5 sense organs that we have of perception, of knowledge, through which we get experiences from the world. That is ears, then touch, eyes, nose and skin. To touch I said, right? Taste. We know sense organs we all know very well, right? Yeah. So all these 5 sense organs of ours, Sanyam Agnishu Chuvati. Here the fire is Sanyam, self-mastery or self-restraint, Sanyam. So all the sense organs are offered in the fire of restraint. Now we say fire of restraint, don't think there is a fire in which you have to cut your sense organs and throw them inside. Restraint itself is called the fire in which all your sense stimuli that come in through the senses, and these senses are kept restrained. So if you leave aside the language of the yajna, which also if you meditate upon, it gives you a lot more significance, but just keep it aside to make it simple, and that is, there are some who keep their senses constantly under their restraint. Not just see anything, eat anything, yeah? Rub against anything, no. So they keep their senses under their restraint. And the others, Shabdadi in Shabda Adin Vishayan Indriya Agnishu Juvati. There are others, objects of the senses, where the senses itself are the fire in which the objects are offered, or they are offered rather than burnt. No? They are offered. Now, this in Vedanta has been taught as the preparation to gain knowledge as Shat Sampatti. Now, amongst the 6 Sampattis, the 6-fold wealth of the mind, essential to gain knowledge of Brahma or Brahma Vidya, they are called as Dhamma and Shama. What is Dhamma? Dhamma is that you have such mastery over their senses. At this moment, you see something exciting, just like this morning, before the class, so much commotion. The curtains have been lifted, the mountains are giving their show, isn't it? And everybody runs to see that. And not really sit in wonder and be stunned in silence. Hey, let's take photograph. No, you come here. No, take like this. No, take this shot. No, take that shot. No, what happens? That our senses should be under our mastery. Whenever you find that anything will cause agitation, sankalpa, kama, that lead you to brood over sense objects, all this, keep your senses away from that which will distract you from your duties, which will distract you from your devotion, which will distract you from your spiritual practices, which will distract you from your meditation or attention or remembrance of the divine. This is called as Dhamma. How do you do it? First and foremost is good company. Company where you will hear good things, you will see good things being done. That's why satsangatve nisangatvam. In satsang, in good company of the good fellow seekers, sincere seekers, when you keep their company, your senses are under control. Because when you are on your own, there's no one to check you. No? Therefore, a sangha, as Buddha says it, as rishis have emphasized, satsang, keep the company of people. In your committees also, there's a group of people. People say that, no, I don't want to work with anybody, I just work alone. There's no control there. Because you do not know what you will be exposed to. How anger will come, etc. And therefore, satsang. there you don't have to constantly keep your senses. Therefore, in your house, even don't put just child restrictions, no? On your phone, put your own restrictions so that those things will not keep on popping up. Because anything attractive comes in, and even the worst of evil thoughts, ideas come from, sometimes it looks very innocent, looks very good. Therefore, keep these senses always checked. And wherever, suppose you see, like an advertisement, and it is not relevant to you. Same way, especially on social media. It's not relevant to you. Be friends only of, or follow only those matters which are spiritual. Do not just, every this, that, this tweet, that tweet. Shut it down. This is called, today in modern language, right? Keep your senses restrained. So satsang, keep your, even in your house, on your phone, see that all those stimuli. But whenever you do happen to see, stir away your sense organs, if conversations, even in the best of places, conversations sometimes go negative, like world is like this, politicians are like this, it just stop thinking politely, either stop that conversation, best thing is change that conversation or get out of that place. This is called as Dhamma, restraining of your senses from sense stimuli. The other, which is called as Shama, is that the sense stimuli come, but your mind does not identify with it. Therefore, Shama is restraint of your mind. Dhamma is physical, taking away your sense organs from those sense objects, not everything, those sense objects that will create kama, krodha, lobha, moha, ahankara, matsarya, jealousy. Just stop hearing it, stop seeing it. The other is that you can't just stop everything. So when you are in the world outside, suddenly an advertisement, even from the best of place, something will pop up. Now even if you're seeing the Chinmaya YouTube channel, there some advert will pop up. That's why the more of you watch it and subscribe for it, the less advertisements will pop up for you. See, these are some practical things which even now we are experiencing. You are even seeing something nice and suddenly one advertisement will come in. Yeah. So, you saw it, now don't brood over it. Yeah. Don't carry it forward. Somebody said something nasty, now don't let your mind brood over it. This is called as Shama. Yeah. Means it comes to your sense organs, you hear it, and there only leave it. Or you say cross-ventilate. Yeah. You saw something, you do not think over it. This is called as Shama. It's subtler and therefore comparatively more difficult. But anything that is subtler and more difficult makes things actually easy for us. Now to give you an example, what is Dhamma and what is Shama? When Gurudev sent me to Hong Kong, we didn't have a center that people will come. So whether it was for classes, whether it was for bhikshas, to go from place to place to place to place. And there, you can't drive cars or you run into taxis which are so expensive. So most places we actually walk. So whenever I used to walk from one place to another place, etc., so sometimes those places, and like Bombay, Delhi, they're crowded places. And wherever people are crowded, if they know you, they'll come right in front of you, right? You can't even walk, you can't move, So sometimes you take these shortcuts. So when I'm going from one class to another class, immediately I have to be on time. I would take a shortcut. There was a most crowded place. And there was the hotel. And their hotels are not like Indian hotels. You've not worn a coat and suit. You're wearing a dhoti. That person who's wearing a sherwani kurta with a pagadi, chale ja. Only Angrez or Angrez ke chode hue bacche. There's a guard there, but these, hotels, they know how to make money. Their entrance is completely open because it's like a mall. So anyway, I would just cut from there. My mind, in the next class, what I have to take to reach there on time, I would pass through these hotel lobbies quickly and go to the other place. Crowd is less and easy to pass. If it's too hot, nice in between also. You just walk through there. One day, one of the ammas, they were walking with me, and you get habituated, again habit, vasana. Whichever path you take, then finally you don't have to put in an effort to think, should I go from here? You just walk it. So as I was going, suddenly, we were talking, and as usual, I walked into the hotel. Hotel, it's not even lobby, it's actually hotel passage. So I walked into that. Literally, she caught me by my collar because we are like children to them. These brahmacharis, all of you. So like children to them. She literally caught me by the collar. Brahmachari ji, how can you go there? So I said, why? What happened? So that is a passage. This doesn't say even this, very poetical, caution. Trespassers will be prosecuted. It's not written there. There is no guard standing there saying that you can't enter inside. It's a passage from one place to a other side. Plus, the hotel owners' children come to my Bal Vihar. They'll feel even very blessed that, Brahmachari passed from there and all that. And I do not even look at the receptionist and all that, because I don't want to go and get a room or something like that. I just walk from there. Well, walk from outside, walk from inside. What's the problem? She says, Swamiji, Brahmachari ji, how can you do that? I said, why? What happened? Don't you get tempted? I said, tempted with what? And those days in Hong Kong, or even those days, today also, Dubai and Hong Kong, is Lanka. All the shops are made up of gold and jewels. The walls, basically, And these women for whom diamonds are so important, she said, how can you go there? If you go there, I can't go there because then I have to go shopping. Now, what she was practicing is she didn't enter there, so she doesn't see, she doesn't get tempted. This is called as Dhamma. And what was I doing? My mind is on something higher, a goal or something like that. And when my mind is on some goal, even though it's not like I'm blind, I may have seen those, but I've not even registered it. Just like you listen to Vedanta, but sometimes you don't register what is said. Shama. Discussion group. Swamiji said that. I thought it was my original idea. This is called as Shama and Dhamma. When we refrain our sense organs from those sense stimuli that will affect or agitate our mind or distract our mind or even lead us to wasteful or even wrong action, that is called as Dhamma, and it helps to quieten the mind, not bring further agitations or desires, temptations, negativities to the mind. Therefore, again, it becomes a means of what? Yeah, purification of the mind. And keeping yourself steady to your goal and not allowing your mind to get affected. And even if you have heard something or seen something or even tasted something, not to sit and brood over it. And how is it possible? When you hold on to some goal, etc., with dedication, then you are able to keep your mind quiet. Thus, even that helps you to purify the mind. So, Dhamma and Shama. Then Bhagavan goes to explain.
Sarvani indriya karmani prana karmani chapare atma sanyama yogagno juhvati jnana deepite.
In the previous verse, you must also understand it is not suppression. That you intelligently allow only that which will calm your mind, that which will purify your mind to enter through your senses. Remaining are kept outside. It's your choice. It's your windows, it's your doors. What enters the heart of your house is enters the house of your heart or your mind is your choice. Now here, if that was Shama and Dhamma, this is what you call as Uparati or Uparama. For those who have studied Vedanta, others we shall explain. No? Where he says, Sarvani Indriya Karmani, all the functions of the senses, meaning the senses of perception, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and Prana Karmani, functions of the breath. And Prana Karma means organs of actions. Atma Sanyama Yoga Gnau Juvati Jnana Deepite. They, through the fire of the yoga of self-restraint, they burn it in the fire of self-restraint, but kindled by knowledge. Jnana Deepite. Kindled by knowledge. Sounds almost the same, but it is restraint only. But with vivek, with discrimination, with clear knowledge of my higher self, which is divine, which is not incomplete and therefore not needy or wanting, and therefore this is considered as keeping your mind with knowledge that I am not this limited equipment. I do not die even when the body dies, and therefore free of the anxieties and therefore free of these desires. Those who through their discrimination, first Nitya and Anitya Viveka. Yeah? that you cannot be in this world with your senses all closed. You will experience the senses, etc. But have the discrimination, what you allow to enter inside and what you express outside, but with proper discrimination. Therefore, Bhadram Karnevi Shrunyamadeva. Listen, but listen to that which will bring in auspiciousness, peace, calmness, purity to the mind. Because that becomes the source of happiness. So bring that inside. Do only those actions that are productive, those actions which will bring about goodness in your life, and do it with that attitude by which it will give you purity of mind. And those are those actions which are your duties. Yeah? Even wasteful activities like we start shaking our leg. Have you seen just before Shanti part? Keep your organs under restraint. This is all preparation for meditation. And therefore this verse also talks about what is contemplation. Keeping your organs of action restrained, keeping your body steady without any activity, and keeping your mind fixed on the knowledge that we have gained, and keeping it centered in the Atma, the consciousness which is permanent, and everything that is impermanent, even though attractive at that moment, I am not the seeker of that which is impermanent, I am the seeker of that which is permanent. Everything seen is impermanent. The seer is permanent. Turning your attention towards the Atma, the seer, and not allowing it to get distracted by that which is permanent, impermanent, however pleasurable it may be. But I am the seeker of permanent happiness. In this way, those who, through this knowledge and discrimination, Jnana and Viveka, are able to withdraw their senses and the expression of their action and keep their mind steady on the Atma, means attempting, and that is called as contemplation. Attempting to turn your mind towards the self, and in the inspiration of the permanent self. When your mind is attached to something higher, it will easily detach from something lower. So, this is what is pointed out here in this verse. So, there are people who spend time in contemplation. And contemplation is with viveka, discrimination about permanent, impermanent, and with the knowledge of that which is real and unreal, shifting the mind to that which is real. So in contemplation, what we have heard also from the Guru, to keep on dwelling on that. And when your mind is on something nobler, greater, purer, or on the truth, then it does not get distracted by external objects. If it does, use your vivek, use your discrimination, and withdraw from it. So that's why it is pointed out, kindled by jnana, knowledge. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.